happening for you. He paid the debt that he did not owe. What came from his hands, feet, and his side was more precious than silver or gold. The blood that set me free, it came from a life of sin and tragedies. I'm born again, free from sin because of the blood. He paid the debt that he did not owe. What came from his hands, his feet, and his side was more precious than silver or gold. The blood that set me free, it came from a life of sin and tragedy. Most of all, I'm born again.
All right. Good afternoon, Middle Georgia. Good afternoon, Macon. Good afternoon, Perry. Good afternoon, Fort Valley. Good afternoon, Warner Robins. Good afternoon, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live, Periscope Live, Twitter Live, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitch. To everybody that's on live and alive, thank you so much for tuning in to the Glory 107.9 FM. It's 1:15 on Wednesday, so that means that it is time for Wisdom Wednesday with B. Scott Legal. So we have a very special guest today in the place of B. Scott Legal, and who has been our very special guest for the last couple of weeks, in the person of Dr. Camelia Donald. So, Dr. Donald, how
Hello.
are you?
I am great. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all the listeners, and I hope
Good
everyone is
afternoon.
having an exceptional Wisdom Wednesday today. So, today I
We
was
are.
thinking that I would talk about cataracts.
Oh,
So, are you able to hear me well?
yes,
Okay. So, I'm
I
going,
can.
okay. I was going to talk about cataracts today because that is something that everybody faces. It is not an eye disease, it's something that is just age related. And I find that African Americans are about a third less likely to have cataract surgery or to take care of their cataracts. So I want to kind of address that today and talk about some of the reasons why maybe we don't do anything about cataracts, and just to talk about what cataracts are and how they affect our lives and what we can do. So, with
Okay.
that being said, I'll kind of tell you a little bit. Cataracts are really just an age related change that happens in the lens inside of our eyes, right? So the lens in our
Okay.
eye helps things to focus. And it also
Hmm.
changes shape to allow us to see at different distances, to be able to read a book here, to be able to work on the computer
Hmm.
here, and to be able to see far distances when we're driving or anything that is distance wise, looking at the board at school, things like that. So our lens
Hmm.
plays a really large role in our vision. And over time, that lens that's normally clear and transparent, it starts to
Hmm.
get really kind of foggy and hazy, and it thickens. And so it doesn't do its job quite as well, and it
Okay.
interrupts our vision.
Oh.
So um, when it starts to do that, then there are things that we can do to help to help us to see better, because cataracts are the leading cause of vision loss in the United States and the leading cause of blindness all over the world. So, if you look at it in that respect, it's something that we really should probably pay more attention to. Okay.
Hmm.
So, some of the risks for cataracts. So, like I said, cataracts are age related, but there are things that can make the cataracts maybe worse. So, if you have increased exposure to UV rays, so if you're outdoors a lot, things like that, if you have diabetes, or if you've ever had intense or prolonged steroid use, or if you're a smoker, high blood pressure, or excessive alcohol, all those things can make the cataracts even worse. So that compounded on age can make it even sooner that you may develop the cataract, or the cataract can be a lot more significant for you.
Okay.
Okay. So, what I find that usually around the mid 50s or so, cataracts are really kind of developing. And then once you hit 60, you're probably really noticing it. So if I'm looking at your eyes, I'm seeing a cataract develop probably in your 50s, but it may not be really that big of a deal. It may not be causing too much of an issue, but usually around the 60s is when it really starts becoming an issue, because you may have issues with night driving. So if you're out driving at night and you get a lot of glare and halos
Hmm.
from oncoming traffic lights, that can deter you from driving. And so I'll find that a lot of people say they don't drive at night anymore because they don't feel comfortable driving, and it's really because of the cataract. You'll find that you need a lot more light if you're
Hmm.
doing reading and things like that. So if you want to read, if you find that you have to crank on all the lights and crank them up in order to see, that's the cataract that's usually causing that, because
Oh,
regular
wow.
natural light might be enough. So,
Hmm.
and then of course, blurry vision. If your vision's blurry, that could be cataracts causing that as well. And it can also kind of throw off your color perception. So you may look at one color and think that it's purple, but it might be pink. So it can
Okay.
really throw off your ability to really determine colors. And that part of it, I find people don't really notice until the cataract is removed and they see the difference. So those types of things are definitely symptoms that you may have cataracts. So the treatment, of course, for cataracts is surgery. So I know people don't really like surgery, but that's the only way to remove cataracts. And
Right.
when we do so, but here's some things that might make you feel a little bit better about the cataract surgery.
Hmm.
Cataract surgery takes maybe 15 to 30 minutes, depending. In most circumstances, the procedure is really pretty quick. So it takes about 15 to 30 minutes. If your cataract surgeon is pretty experienced, it won't take
Hmm.
very long to remove the cataract. And I find that a lot of people are afraid of being put under. Nobody wants to go to sleep and, because they're afraid they might not wake up. But cataract surgery is
Hmm.
one of those procedures where you're not asleep, you're awake during the procedure.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about that. In addition to that, people are concerned about, I guess, if their eye is going to move or something like that during surgery, and it won't. It's clamped.
Hmm.
It's not going anywhere. And the good thing about it is now they offer laser cataract surgery as well. So even if there is a little
Hmm.
movement, it's going to kind of compensate for that. So in most
Okay.
cases, that's a non-issue. So and
Okay.
then the other part of it is that the success rate in cataract surgery is about 98, 99%. So you're really looking at some really good odds for removing that cataract. And then, of
Wow.
course, it's a procedure that you have done and you don't ever have to have it again. Once your
Wow.
cataracts are removed, they do not grow back. You will never
Hmm.
have that same issue again. And
Hmm.
you're seeing sharper, clearer, brighter details are better. You can say colors are not, thrown off. Everything is a lot clearer and better once you have your cataract surgery. So
Okay.
if you know anyone who may be suffering from cataracts, it's a really good thing to go ahead and get them evaluated because the surgery part of it is not quite as scary as you think. And for those who may feel a little bit nervous about being awake during the
Hmm.
procedure, there's always Valium. So they'll give you a little something to relax you.
Yes, Valium.
So does that not make a difference?
It does. Just make sure that there are no video cameras around.
That's it. So make sure you go with somebody who you can trust is not going to videotape you after this volume. But
Right.
you go home and you get you some good rest, and you're seeing better. So it's a really kind of a to the point procedure, and a lot of people ask like, how long is it before we have to, you can go back to work and do things. So
Uh-huh.
we'll usually do cataract surgery on Tuesday or Thursday. Let's say we do cataract surgery on a Thursday.
Uh-huh.
Usually by Monday or so, you can go back to work. So if you do it on Thursday, you rest up Friday because we usually want to see you one day post-op. Then you have the
Uh-huh.
weekend to recuperate, and then by Monday you can pretty much go back to work. And there are some caveats to that, of course,
Uh-huh.
that you'll have to kind of watch for. But that's the thing. But in addition to that, cataract surgery offers so
Mhm.
many advantages that you don't really think of. So cataract surgery is kind of like a LASIK procedure. When you get LASIK, you're seeing
Mhm.
so much better. Life is just grand.
Yes, it
And it's the
is.
same thing with cataract surgery now, because when they remove that lens in your eye, a lot of times they can correct it
Mhm.
so that you don't really need your glasses too much for your distance anymore. So when they put that
Oh,
lens in
wow.
there, they're putting it in so that it can also correct for your prescription in most cases. So most
Uh-huh.
people are not using their glasses as much. They may have to use them for reading, but here's another thing. When you have cataract surgery, you can also get a premium lens that will allow you to see at distance and see up close. So you may not even need your readers. So a lot of,
Wow.
a lot of my patients are glasses free after cataract surgery. I just saw a 86-year-old lady yesterday and she's seeing like 20/20. Nothing.
Oh, wow.
Her distance is amazing. So age does not necessarily have anything to do with how well you can see. As long as we can get if the media is
Mhm.
clear, you should be able to see well, after your cataract surgery. If
Mhm.
there aren't any other issues that you're having, cataract surgery should
Mhm.
work really well to give you back that vision that you haven't had in years. So
Wow.
that's I think those are some really good benefits, especially considering in our community we tend to not want to have surgery. I sometimes get a little pushback with
Mhm.
patients. They'll say, "Well, I don't think it's ripe yet," and there's that term "ripe" is just not even. Valid parent.
I hear that often too as it pertains to salvation. I don't think I'm ready yet. I don't think it's right for me to
Right.
okay.
You're ready.
Leave that alone.
So yeah, you're ready. There's no right situation now. If that cataract is there and it's affecting your vision, it's time to remove it. And there's a
Mhm.
pretty simple and kind of to the point way to do that, because we are so busy on our computers and people are
Right.
working longer and they're more
Mhm.
active. People are driving, 80, 90-year-old people are driving. So why drive with a cataract? Remove it and be
Right.
able to see everything you need to see. So I know
Mhm.
that a lot of times it's the fear of the unknown. So that's why I want to kind of talk to everybody about this, because it is not, I don't want it to be a situation where it's like, I don't know, I don't trust it, so I won't do it. This is
Mhm.
a platform where we can learn and we can grow and get some new information so that maybe it will help impact our next decision about our eyes,
Right.
specifically as it speaks to cataracts, but even
Mhm.
overall, in general. So just knowing that there are options out there that where you can see better. You don't have to struggle and
Mhm.
say, well, I don't drive at night anymore, so I have to be home by 5 or whatever. You don't have to do
Mhm.
that. And cataract surgery is covered by your insurance.
Ooh.
So that's the other thing. It's not like an elective procedure. No matter if you have Medicare or if you have
Mhm.
an Advantage plan or just your regular Blue Cross Blue Shield, any of the commercial plans, cataract
Mhm.
surgery is always going to be covered. So you don't have to
Okay.
really worry about that. The only thing that you may come out of pocket for is if you want a specialty lens. So it'll
Okay.
cover us implanting a lens. And a lot of times you can see very well with that lens. But if you have, special situations like a lot of astigmatism, or you want to be able
Mhm.
to read up close with that lens too and not just see at distance, then that's
Mhm.
going to be more a specialty lens and you would just pay the difference. But they still cover
Mhm.
the
Okay.
procedure itself. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
most definitely.
excellent. So,
Yeah,
I had a question for you.
sure.
Is there an apparatus called the laser phaco that you use for cataract? Is it?
So the procedure that we do for cataract surgery is
Mhm.
phacoemulsification, and the
Okay.
laser part of it kind of refers to if
Mhm.
you're going the incision that we make can be made with a laser or it can be made with a blade. If you're
Mhm.
going to get a multifocal lens implant, which is the one that allow you to see at distance, intermediate, and up close, all of that, we usually recommend
Mhm.
doing it with a laser because the laser is very exact too, and those
Mhm.
lenses like astigmatism lenses and the multifocal lenses the laser is probably a really good idea to use with those. So
Mhm.
I would it's definitely worth doing.
Okay.
Laser cataract surgery is a great option. Yeah,
Okay. So
absolutely.
now the reason I asked that is because
Mhm.
jokes aside, a couple of months ago on the Tee Hee Hee at 215, First Lady of Hype told us that Patricia Bath, a black woman, invented
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
that.
Mhm. Yes, yes,
So
yes,
yeah.
yes. That's our Black History Month.
Come on now. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. So those
Yes,
of
and
you
it
that were,
is. Let me tell you,
they were
she's a
leery
game
about
changer.
cataract, know that a black woman made it better for you.
That's right, exactly. I love that. I love that. Absolutely. She sure did.
Right.
So, and it's
Mhm.
a procedure that we're still using today. It's
Right.
modern cataract surgery. Cataract surgery is not what it used
Mhm.
to be. You're not having to be put to sleep. You're not in a
Right.
hospital. At our facility, we have a surgical suite on the lower level. So, it's something you can kind of come in and leave out. It's an
Mhm.
outpatient procedure.
Okay.
So it really is no reason to suffer with cataracts when you can see so much better without them.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yes.
Wow.
Any other I'm trying to think of any other reasons that I usually hear when people are a little concerned about having cataract surgery. And I know
Mhm.
I hear a lot of it, does it hurt? They're like, well, if I'm not I'm like, if you're not putting me to sleep, does this hurt? And it's not. You'll probably feel pressure of during the procedure, but it's not painful because that
Mhm.
area is anesthetized, so you're not feeling anything. And like I said,
Right.
it's a quick procedure, but all the patients, I have not had one that was like, oh, that really hurt. You're not feeling anything.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I even with the LASIK, which was an elected surgery, I was good.
yeah. You healed very well. And I will say this: whether you're
Mhm.
having LASIK or cataract surgery, people
Mhm.
it's really important for that post-op care. So I
Mhm.
find that some people, they have the surgery and then they're like, why do I have to come back again? You want to come back because we want to make sure that
Mhm.
everything is healing the way it needs to heal. And some
Right.
people get lost to follow up, especially if they had
Mhm.
cataract surgery and they're like, I can see I'm doing fine. Why do I have to come back? There are lots of reasons why you need to come back because we need to check
Mhm.
things like your eye pressure. We need to make sure that your
Mhm.
eyes, the inflammation is going down, all of that, because that's all part of the healing process. So it's very important to not get lost to follow up. And even if you
Mhm.
feel like you're seeing really well after your cataract surgery, make sure you go to all of your post-op visits. Make
Right.
sure it's very important. Yeah. We
And make
follow.
sure that you do after you're cleared. Make sure you do your yearly follow.
Thank you for mentioning that. That is important. So,
Woo-hoo.
the yearly exam is important. So just because you've had LASIK or cataract surgery, you still have to be seen every year because your
Right.
eyes still need to be checked for health. And if you were pretty nearsighted, let's say, or even if you're pretty farsighted, you still carry the
Mhm.
same risk because you still have that same um, risk eye that's at risk because people that are nearsighted actually have a longer eye. So
Mhm.
we have to check and make sure that if those retinal tissues are being if they're being pulled a little bit or stretched, there's no tears
Mhm.
or detachment. So that dilated exam is really important during that
Okay.
time. So even if you have LASIK and you're like, I see really, really good, or cataract surgery, you still have that same eye that may have still had same issues from before. So we still need to check those things. So make sure that you always have your yearly exam.
Okay.
So yeah. So I just want to, hey, give you all some information. I hope the information blessed you today, and I hope it really impacts how you make decisions from this point on. And of course, I always have more things that we'll discuss. But today I just wanted to kind of talk about cataract surgery because cataracts are something that all of us are going to encounter. So nobody gets away from it unless you found somebody who doesn't age. So so we will
And tell
definitely
me the secret when you do.
right. Let me know. That's important. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Thank you so
Okay.
much for tuning in on this Wisdom Wednesday.
Dr. Donna, we appreciate you. If you have any questions for her, please make sure you email them to us at the station at info@glorymediagroup.com. Once again, that's info@glorymediagroup.com. And we will make sure that we forward the questions to her and she will address them during the Wisdom Wednesday segment on Wednesdays
Absolutely.
at 1:15. Dr. Donna, we
Thank
appreciate
you for tuning in. We'll see you
you.
next week.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Have a phenomenal day.
You too. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye. All right, that's Dr. Camelia Donald giving us some excellent information on our eye care. We so often overlook that. So if you have any questions for her in the future, please make sure you email them to info@glorymediagroup.com. For those of you that don't use email, just call me at the station 478-250-1444, and we'll make sure that we get the questions over to her so that she can get them answered for us. All right. So you are tuned in to the Glory 107.9 FM. Make sure you join me at 2:15 for the Tee Hee Hee at 2:15 with the First Lady of Hype. And also make sure that you tune in for the Glory Express with your godbrother, your godson, your godnephew, Vertice Z. Rosier, as he will get your day off to a phenomenal start. If you've never experienced it before, you must try it in the morning. All right, got some more good gospel music coming up for you right after these messages. Keep it locked right here on the Glory 107.9 FM.
The Glory 980 AM WDDO is sponsored by B. Scott Legal Solutions, specializing in family law, criminal law, and general practice. Looking for a way out? Let B. Scott Legal Solutions figure this out. Don't allow your situation to entrap you. Call 833-4B-SCOTT. 833-4B-SCOTT. 833-427-2688. B. Scott Legal is ready right now to help you and your family find the solution. Call now. B. Scott Legal Solutions.
Craving that southern cooking my grandma used to make? Visit Mrs. Betty's Fried Chicken for a true down-home dining experience. Daily lunch and dinner specials including crisp fried chicken, homemade vegetables, cornbread with new dessert selections weekly, including our award-winning banana pudding. Try one of our delicious sandwiches like the famous battered deep fried burger. Feed your soul at Miss Betty's Fried Chicken in Warner Robins or at the original Miss Betty's in Butler, Georgia, open since 1982. Find Miss Betty's Fried Chicken on Facebook for daily specials.
Hey, says doggone it any way you want it at the Indoor Flea Market right here in Macon, Georgia. Come visit us, 3670 Eisenhower Parkway, Macon, Georgia. Yes, it is our indoor restaurant.